Hello everyone and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. On today's show we'll recap dramatic wins for the Ferris State Football and women's soccer teams, and we'll check in with the Bulldog men's and women's golf program as well. But we'll start with Bulldog football and joined by head coach Tony Annese. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Rob.
Exciting win for the Bulldogs this past Saturday on the road at Northwood. 27-26 final play of the game, and certainly one that provided a lot of excitement for the fans.
Yeah, I guess if that's what you're looking for, I think a lot of people probably enjoyed the game. Not so much as a head coach, but you know, just relieved. You know, Northwood played a great game. We fought hard as well, and at the end of the day, you know, we came through with a narrow victory.
2 weeks in a row here where you've had to battle for 60 minutes all the way down to the closing seconds to pull out a win. Yeah,
you know, it's one of those things. You know, it's if people ask me, hey, you know, what would you want this time, you know, going into the Ashland week? I mean, that's, you know, knowing that we had to go play ODU and then Michigan Tech on the road and then Northwood on the road. You know, just happy to be 3-0 with an opportunity to play a great Ashland team.
As we go to some of the highlights of Saturday's game at Northwood, a little unusual. Northwood, the lone school in the GLIAC that has a grass field, and certainly had some impact on the contest.
Well, certainly it does, but you know, both teams had to play on the surface. You know, we struggle a little bit with just our quickness, speeds, something that we really take a lot of pride in, and it's just a great neutralizer. But that's just the nature of football, and that's the beauty of it as well. You know, you accept any kind of conditions, you know, any kind of weather, anything of that sort. That's just what makes the game so great.
Northwood got off to a great start here after this kickoff return by the Bulldogs. They scored on their first possession and then took advantage of a turnover to add 3 more points.
Yeah, they did. We were a little bit frustrated about them having 3 long drives. You know, we as an offense gave them 6 points, 2 field goals. But when our defense really had to sink their teeth into something and really stop them, they did. But the 3 long drives, you know, Northwood did a good job of executing those, and it really hurt us.
Bulldogs here with a pass from Juwan Pollock, and he had a great day throwing the ball, a little unusual.
Yeah, 1 or 2 gimmick plays. Malik Taylor does a great job of going up and getting that ball, and we kind of use that as an example to Reggie to say, hey, maybe just give those guys a shot and get the ball in the air, and maybe they'll jump up and get it. So our guys are really good.
Big 4th down conversion, and then Trevor Birmingham with the 1-yard touchdown run came on. Difficult situation, but was able to convert.
Yeah, you know, we're going to use Trevor some in those situations. He's a really good quarterback, and so he's able to run downhill in that situation. The play before that, he gave it to Jamel for a big 1st down, and then score the next play.
Reggie with the throw right there. Reggie Bell, as you take a 14-13 halftime lead and had to throw the ball maybe a little bit more than you've had to.
I was happy going to halftime. You know, 14-13. It was you know, it was kind of a grind, down 10-0, and all of a sudden we took what I felt like control of the game, and then they come back first possession, 3rd quarter, and score. And so yeah, it was you know, they scored the next 2 possessions. They touched the ball, and all of a sudden we're down 2 scores. A
couple times where you almost had interceptions where the defensive back fell, but you mentioned Northwood. They'll put together a couple drives here in the 3rd quarter to build a 26-14 lead.
Yeah, a little nerve-wracking in that situation. You know, the ball's in the air. We didn't make some plays in the 3rd quarter, but we got 2 picks in the 4th quarter, which were really big.
Bulldogs here, Reggie Bell with the pass, big pass here to Shaq Sanders on the outside.
Yeah, you know, we were able to throw it pretty efficiently, and after Kenny James's interception here, we throw a gimmick play right away again where Juwan hits Shakur, and a big Shaq goes up over 3 guys and gets this one, and so it's a great throw on the run by Juwan, and up and go get it and reach for the goal and score.
Able to stretch just across the goal line. Talk about the atmosphere on the sideline here when you're trying to rally back. Now 26-21.
Little on edge, really. You know, a lot of people kind of try to get people hyped in those situations, but you know, it's an edgy situation. It's a lot of pressure and all of that. And you know, Northwood really had a great crowd, and it was enthusiastic and noisy, and so we were definitely challenged down the stretch here.
Another interception here by Tavier Thomas. You had a couple of drives here in the 4th quarter where you were able to get close, but just couldn't quite finish off the drive.
Yeah, you know, here Reggie gets out of the pocket and throws it to Robert, and we get down the field. But I think this drive ends when Trevor slips down on 4th and short, and we get down to the goal here. clock's winding down after that play, and it's right there, complete the pass to Jawan, and the clock shows 0 and ball game.
Final play of the game, fourth down situation as well, and with no timeouts left, you went for the win and were able to pull it out.
Yeah, that was a play that I called something else, and then I saw they zeroed out, and so we made the check, and we knew it was down to like 10, 9, 8, and it's winding down. I'm looking, well, this is like going to be the last play, and we had the play we wanted to call, and we completed the pass.
This week, back at home, homecoming matchup against Ashland University, and always a great crowd on homecoming. A lot of excitement going into this one with both teams in the top 10 of the national rankings.
Oh, absolutely. There's, we shared the title last year. We both really won the title last year because we were both undefeated in the regular season. So that was obviously a great season for both of us last year, and then to add to that, now we're both undefeated again, and there's only 3 of us undefeated in the GLIAC now, and so. It's a big game. One of us will be 1 game back, and one of us will be, tied for a share of the lead at the very minimum.
Nationally televised as well by the American Sports Network. Talk about Ashland coming in. You haven't seen them for a couple years here on the GLIAC schedule.
Yeah, it's been a while. We played in my first year and my second year. We both won on the road, and so then we had a couple years off. So this is my 5th year, and we get to play them again. So. I think it's the best Ashland team I've seen. We don't study them as much as we would playing them in the last 2 years, but after now doing all the history and studying their personnel, they got a lot of returning guys, and Coach Owens does a great job, just a really solid fundamental program, and obviously one of the best in the nation, so it's going to be a huge challenge for us.
What does it mean to come back on homecoming and have a chance to pull out a win in a big game like this in front of all those alums that come back here on homecoming?
I hope it takes some pressure off, because going into the first 3, you're just hoping to be in this situation. We also had this regular season win streak, longest in the history of the school, looming. So we achieved that, and so. I don't know how many of the kids think about that, but it might be something that was in the back of their mind. Hey, wouldn't that be cool to break that all-time record? And so we did that. So now that's over. It's going to be the record regardless. And so now we can relax and play Ashland and hopefully have a lot of fun.
After a couple big road wins like that, what does it mean to be able to play here at home in front of the home fans?
Yeah, well, it's just not road wins. It's going to Northwood on a tough surface. It's going to Michigan Tech, 8-9 hours away, and that takes its toll in and of itself. So to be home now, we're just excited, looking forward to a great challenge on Saturday.
Talk about the progress that's been made here from week 1 to week 3 now and going into week 4.
Well, part of it stems from the fact that, we have a different identity a little bit, different signal caller, and hopefully he has, a great deal of confidence because, 2, cardiac wins like that, he can be the cardiac kid pulling off those W's. So he's just calm in those situations, and so he must feel like he's on top of the world with loads of confidence. So he should just relax and have fun.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the win, the 3-0 record, and best of luck this week. Homecoming game, 3:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.